My name is John Thomas, and I'm the founder of Living Hope, along with Professor Barbara Robertson and Pastor Philip Moxon, without whom Living Hope would never have got going. Living Hope was conceived in November 1999 when I heard a false statistic that 44% of the people in our area, which is the South Peninsula of Cape Town, were HIV positive. It later turned out to be a false statistic, but that was what God used to kick me to start Living Hope. At that time, I was the pastor of King of Kings, which is the mother of Living Hope. And Living Hope still has a very important relationship with that church. We began in Masiphumelele and then bought our main campus in Capri. From there we went to Ocean View, then Red Hill, then Muizenberg, then Capricorn. Then we bought the farm behind our main campus in Capri, then Overcome Heights, and then finally into Mzimoshle in the Eastern Cape. God has miraculously provided for each of these properties. We've believed in the debt-free principle, and every property we have bought has been cash up front. These buildings were, amongst others, a pub of ill repute, a brothel and a drug den, a failed nightclub, vacant land, a house, and farms. It has just been incredible to see how every need for Living Hope has been provided through these buildings. And we now have our main campus and 8 different branches. Buildings worth millions of rands have been built, which includes a hospital, offices, halls, farm training center, and in our 8 branches, which offer healthcare and life skill programs and much, much more. Living Hope is all about bringing hope and breaking the despair of poverty and disease. We exist to serve people through our 51 programs, which we've developed over the last 20 years. And these programs cover the entire range of life from the moment of conception until the moment of death. There are 5 major areas of programming: healthcare, family strengthening, life skills, substance abuse addiction recovery, and farmer training. A lot of our programs focus on women and children because we believe it is better to build a whole child than mend a broken man. We're all about caring for the sick, feeding the hungry, giving people clothes, breaking the chains of addiction and the shackles that have held people back in their lives, setting them free for a new future. We believe that the ultimate hope we can offer people is introducing them to God and having a personal relationship with Him. From our inception, we have been able to be at the cutting edge of the needs of our country and the communities we serve. We were there in the very early days of HIV and AIDS. We were able to build a hospital at the height of the AIDS pandemic, when people were dying, and offer them a place of compassion and dignity where they could spend their last days. We had already started farmer training when our country recognized the need for farmers, and we've been able to put farmers on the land. During the COVID-19 pandemic, which has just hit us, we've been able to offer over 300,000 interventions, spending over 6.6 million rand on feeding programs and countless healthcare interventions. When we began with 1 part-time employee, Graham Haddad. We now have over 200 full-time staff with many volunteers who together have been able to serve over 100,000 people per annum in recent years. Over the years, Living Hope has worked on the principle that excellence honors God, and so we've sought to get every possible accreditation and recognition so that we can be the best possible organization. We've had great partnerships with churches, schools, and universities from all over the world. Every year we've had between 20 and 25 teams who've come and served alongside people in the communities to serve them And they've brought their skill and expertise and sponsorship. They've been generous donors from all over the world and from South Africa and the USA in particular, without whom we could never survive. We've had funding from local and provincial government, businesses, corporates, trusts, foundations, and individuals who've come alongside us to help Living Hope. We network with local non-profits in order to bring hope and break despair. We've seen a massive impact in the challenging areas in which we live as we seek to make a difference in the lives of, amongst others, the poorest of the poor. It's now September 2020, and we're exactly 20 years old. The question in my mind is, what will Living Hope look like in 2050 when it's 50 years old? I trust it will still be bringing hope and breaking despair, and that they'll be reaching 1 million people per year. With God's help, it's possible.